Webb Hubbell. He's the author of the new book, When Men Betray, which you can track down, at Publishers Weekly. We'll have a link to it, and also presumably Webb. I'm guessing all of the usual suspects, B&N and Amazon and whatnot.
Amazon.
Yeah, all that kind of thing.
Noble. You can even get it on my website.
Okay, great. And your website is?
WebbHubbell.com.
Oh, well, that's easy. You were also You were the Assistant Attorney General during the Clinton administration. You were the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court for Arkansas. You were the mayor of Little Rock. I don't know whether I should be calling you General Hubbell, Chief Hubbell, Mayor Hubbell. I mean,
How about Webb? How about Webb?
Yeah, okay. Webb, it's a pleasure having you with us. So in that case, let's get into your thoughts on your book. I mean, tell me about that.
Well, my book is a legal thriller, fiction. It begins with a D.C. antitrust lawyer turning on the TV and seeing his best friend in high school murdering a U.S. senator in Little Rock's Capitol Rotunda. Huh. And that's how it begins. And
whoa.
Although he's sworn he'd never return to Little Rock ever again, and that's a mystery into itself.
Yeah.
He is forced to go home and find out why his friend murdered not just the senator, but the friend was the senator's chief of staff.
Yeah.
So it begins there, and and you learn a lot about friendship and loyalty and betrayal.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you were, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was paying pretty good attention back in the 90s, and you were persecuted or prosecuted or both as a consequence of your affiliation with, in my opinion, your affiliation with the Clintons.
Right.
Can you? I'm curious, and I don't think I've ever asked you just straight up. Was that like the Don Siegelman case, for example, so clearly a political prosecution? It was so clearly, Karl Rove getting revenge and Bob Riley wanting to make sure that nobody pointed out the massive vote theft that happened, the night after the election in 2002. What, in your opinion, provoked the attack on you?
Primarily that a lot of people in Little Rock, a lot of people in Washington believe that, quote, I know where all the bodies are buried in Arkansas.
Right.
I was close to the Clintons. I was close, I was actively involved for 20 years. And the prosecutors, the special prosecutors, were told, I mean, this is pretty well documented, that if you can get Webb Hubbell to talk, he will give you what you want.
Wow.
And so that's how it began.
So
I don't have any bitterness about it. It's all in the past.
Yeah.
It's part of who I am, but it's not who I am.
It was a takedown. It was an attempt, though, to take down Bill Clinton. And
absolutely, Bill and/or Hillary.
Yeah. And they were very, very aggressive about that during the Clinton administration.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, right up to the point of impeaching a sitting president, which hadn't been done since after the Civil War, Andrew Johnson. And now we're hearing talk about impeaching Barack Obama. John Boehner's lawsuit against him and all this kind of thing, which I'm convinced if the Republicans take the Senate, we're going to see an actual impeachment.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am, and I wanted to ask your opinion of how the Obama administration is being treated relative to how you were in the midst of it, how the Clinton administration was treated, and also I'm curious what you think will happen if Hillary Clinton becomes either the nominee or the president.
Well, as far as what's going on, I'm a continual optimist that at some point everybody's going to wake up and realize we got to quit going after each other and try to fix some of the serious problems we have here and overseas.
Yeah.
And you can't do it when you're throwing glasses in your own house.
Right. Good luck with that. I mean,
It's outrageous.
I wish that was the case too, but we have. I said good luck with that, but we have. I mean, Mitch McConnell just came out and said if the Republicans take control of the Senate, we're going to attach unpalatable riders to every single piece of appropriation legislation to force Obama into shutting down the government, so he'll take the blame for it.
Well, they haven't. Mitch McConnell hasn't proven to be very effective in his tactics in the past.
Yeah.
And just because he has a majority doesn't mean he will be successful in the future. I think it is time for the citizens to take over and say that you're our servants.
Right.
We're not yours.
Webb, we have 30 seconds. How do we do that?
Well, the first and foremost is we have an election coming up.
Right.
And you ought to be asking any candidate, Democrat or Republican, what are you doing to fix the problems we have? Education, immigration, and crumbling infrastructure.
Right.
What is your solution, and what are you doing? And if you're out just trying to get reelected and not doing anything, then you don't deserve to be in office.
Well, but the Republican answer to that is you turn it all over to the billionaires. You privatize it all. Yeah, that's my response too. But yeah, but I mean, this is what Paul Ryan has been saying. He's putting out budgets that do this. This is the grand thinking. Anyhow, Webb Hubbell.
I think they can build streets and roads.
Yeah, there you go. Webb Hubbell, his new book, When Men Betray. Thanks, Webb.
Thank you, Tom.
You're listening to Thom Hartmann.